Hey guys, Robbie Webster here, and today I'm finally doing another Blu-ray and DVD collection update. It's been such a long time since I've done one, and it's actually been quite a while since I've done any videos at all. Today I have the most movies that I've ever had in an update. There's 107 titles. Well, that's what I counted, and I think I might have added a couple to it, but we'll see how it goes. I'm not sure if it's going to be one part or multiple parts to this. I just don't know how it's going to work with uploading and everything. And also, I know a lot of you probably don't want to sit down and watch a really super long video, but then again, others tell me that they like the longer video. So we'll just see. I'll just do whatever works best for me, and then you guys can just watch it however you like. And as you always know, I always give a shout out in these videos. Well, almost always. And today I'm going to give a shout out. I'm pretty sure that I haven't mentioned this guy before. I might have. Maybe once or twice, but if I haven't, he deserves another shout out anyway. So his name is Cynical44. His real name is Clinton. He's such a nice guy, really great friend here on YouTube, and I highly recommend that you check out his channel. He has great videos, and he's just one of the nicest people around. So definitely check him out and give him a shout. So yeah, let's get started with this update. First thing I have to show you here is the Brave Metal Pack. It's just like a steelbook, slightly different. I actually think the artwork on metal packs are better than most steelbooks, especially the ones that come out here in the US. But this is actually just an empty case, as you can see. The artwork there, and then you can see the artwork on the back. It's beautiful. And what you do is, this is a Best Buy exclusive. You go there, you pay them $7.50. They give you this, and they also give you a pre-order for the actual film. And then when the actual film comes out, you go and pick up your Blu-ray copy, and the $7.50 goes towards the price of the Blu-ray. So basically you get this and the standard release for just the price of the standard release. And this is a really cool little metal pack. I picked up all the rest of these that were in my local Best Buy. I had a couple of friends that also wanted to get their hands on it, but they're not in the US, so they had no way of getting it. So yeah, I'm helping them out with that. So that's the first thing I have here. And then the next thing I have, this is definitely one of my favorite movies from my childhood, and still to this day one of my favorite movies. It's just so heartwarming. It's a great story. It's science fiction. I love everything about it. And I kind of went a little crazy and bought every edition bought almost every edition that is available to me. I'll show you first the standard release of E.T. And for those of you who, for some reason, have not seen this yet, it's about a boy who meets an alien. The alien is accidentally left behind on Earth. He comes with a bunch of his own kind, and they're kind of looking around, but then some humans are coming towards them, so they all kind of rush back onto the spaceship, and E.T. gets left behind, and he meets these kids, and the kids are trying to help him contact his people so that he can go home, and that's what it's about. And I also have the Target exclusive Steelbook and the Best Buy exclusive Digibook, and these are both awesome. The Digibook is like one of the really thick ones. As you can see, I haven't opened up any of these editions yet. I am also expecting to receive very soon the exclusive the German Spaceship Edition, the E.T. Spaceship Edition, and I'm not sure, but when I first ordered it, it actually said on the German Amazon site, that it was limited to 500 copies, but now I can't find anything that says that. So I'm hoping that it is still limited to 500 copies, because that's the only reason I bought the German one. I would have bought the American version from Amazon because I had the opportunity to do that, but I bought the German one because I thought it was much more limited and that it might be more valuable. And it's basically the same thing as the American version from what I can tell from the picture. So if anyone has any information on that and you could let me know, I'd very much appreciate it. The next thing I have here, and you guys can probably tell I'm trying to do the new releases first. This whole first long section is going to be new releases, but some of these aren't even really new releases anymore because it's been about 3 months since I've done an update video. I moved into a new house, as you know, and that's why I'm in this new setting. Pretty soon the movie collection will be all set up, and I'll have the new shelf set up, the new room ready, and then we'll have a nice background behind me, and I'll have a better setup. But right now I'm just in my living room because this is the only place that I can really film. But yeah, this came out a while ago now, but it has never been shown in an update. It's the first season of Star Trek: The Next Generation. I'm like the biggest Trekkie, as you can tell by my homepage, my YouTube channel page. It's like a Star Trek themed. Thanks again to Silent Mike for making that for me. Absolutely phenomenal. But this is like one of the most amazing seasons. Actually, I might have actually shown this before. I'm wondering if I have. I kind of remember like talking about it on a video, but maybe I talked about it during the unboxing video. I don't know. But this is just phenomenal. Check out the unboxing video. There's more information in there, and you can see a closer look at the packaging. And some of you might remember that I made a video shortly after that Paramount had discovered that they made an error when they were mapping some of the audio for the surround sound. So it doesn't really affect you unless you watch it with surround sound. But 3 of the discs, or maybe, actually, I guess it was 4 of the discs, had needed some corrections made. But Paramount came right out the day after the release, and they said, hey, we found this problem. All you have to do is call us, and we'll take care of it. And I made a video kind of giving all the instructions as how to take care of it. And so right here I have all the new discs. I haven't put them in the case yet. And this is something that they sent with me that's really cool. It's a letter to Star Trek fans, and it's on a postcard. And for those of you that are big fans of the show, you know that in the opening titles, when the ship goes by and they do a really close-up on it, there's you can see through some of the windows, and you can see people walking around, and that's actually done. This is the drawing that's in there. They drew this little, like, it's like a color pencil or something sketch, and they put it inside of the window and during the title sequence, and it actually looks like real people walking around. So it's kind of really interesting. There's tons of special features on the set that talk about this, and I'll read you the letter. It says, "Dear valued Star Trek: The Next Generation fan, enclosed are your replacement discs 1, 3, 4, and 5 for your Season 1 Blu-ray. Please accept our sincere apologies for any inconvenience this may have caused you. We hope that you enjoy Season 1 as well as this collectible postcard made especially for you. Sincerely, CBS Home Entertainment." So that's just totally classy, and the set was already amazing, and to take care of the problem like so fast, I've never seen anyone just take care of their fans so well. It's amazing, and it was just a minor mistake that didn't even affect everyone, but they took care of it, and it's awesome. So yeah, very cool. Okay, and the next title that I have here is Moonrise Kingdom, the most recent Wes Anderson release, and I was unable to see this in the theater because it had a very limited release. It was available in a theater here locally, but I was so busy like when it was out in theaters that I just never had a chance to see it. So now that it's out on Blu-ray, I was very excited to watch it, and I really liked it. It's a story. It takes place in 1965, and I love the setting. It's hard to describe, but it's about a couple of like 12-year-old kids. They fall in love, and they make this secret pact, and then they run off into the forest, and it's hilarious. Typical Wes Anderson. I mean, when I popped this thing in my Blu-ray player and I saw the menu, just the menu, I instantly like smiled and knew that I was gonna love this. Any Wes Anderson fan is definitely gonna love this movie, so I highly recommend it. And the next one I have here, this is a movie that a lot of people had some problems with. I saw it in the theater, so I still haven't even opened this copy yet, but it's Prometheus, and this is a prequel to the Alien franchise movies, and I actually liked it. I think that a lot of the problems that people have talked about with this film could be resolved in future films, like sequels to this one that are still prequels, but they come after this one. And I think that was the plan. I'm not the biggest diehard Alien follower. I don't know Alien like I know Star Wars, or I don't know, something else that I know a lot about. But I mean, I like the movies, but I have not watched them as much as I've watched other films like E.T. or Back to the Future or Star Wars. So I didn't really notice all the mistakes that people were talking about or all the problems that they had with the film until I started reading about them. And then I could see what they were saying, but on the other hand, I think that they all could easily be taken care of in future films, and that they probably didn't want to explain everything in the first film because it would just be overcrowded. But this was great. It's visually stunning. It's one of the most beautiful films I've ever seen. Just any, it's just the special effects are amazing. They look really good, and directed by Ridley Scott. I think I always say his name wrong, so I just want to. Michael Fassbender. For some reason, I always say Lance Fassbender. Is that a real person that I just am confusing? But I always say that by accident. But he was amazing in this. He played an android. Phenomenal. Like I highly recommend this if you haven't seen it yet. Give it a shot. And the next one I have, this is a favorite of many people from this summer. It's The Avengers. And I did a unpackaging video of this and another edition, which I'm going to show you in a second. This is the Target exclusive. It comes with an extra bonus disc that has 90 minutes of additional special features that aren't included on the other sets. And this movie was really well done. Joss Whedon did a phenomenal job directing this. I was really happy to see all of the actors come together, and none of them, it worked perfectly. The way that they did it worked perfectly. Sometimes when there's that many great actors in a film, it's like it just doesn't work right, but it worked really well here. And I definitely recommend seeing this if you haven't seen it. I'm sure everyone's seen this by now, but maybe some of you haven't. If you haven't, check it out. It's a fun movie. I think you'll really enjoy it. And this is the metal pack. It's just like the Brave one that I showed you. Here, I'll show you the internal artwork. It has all of the heroes in there. I don't know if you guys can see that, how well you can see it. And on the back, that's the artwork. Just the same thing. It was a $7.50 thing, and it was a pre-order for the movie. And then I have another Avengers thing. Where did I put it? Right here. This I showed in the unboxing video as well, so I'm not going to open it up, but it's awesome. It's a Best Buy exclusive Avengers box set, and it includes a 3D movie and like a gigantic book. Check out that video so you can see what's inside this, but this is the coolest thing about it. It lights up. Awesome. I love it. And I'm really glad I bought it. And actually, these things are kind of pricey on eBay right now, but I still see them for the same price in Best Buy at $69.99. So, if you're a big fan of the movie and you want to have a cool edition, recommend grabbing that. The next thing I have here is a TV season. It is, I think it won like a bunch of awards. It won Golden. It says here it won the Golden Globe. I'm pretty sure it won like the Emmy too for the best drama. And everybody has it on like their number one on their list of the best new shows. It's Homeland. I think it's on Showtime. I don't have Showtime, so I waited until the Blu-ray came out, and I was really happy to see it. It actually kind of built up slowly for me. I was expecting something awesome right out of the gates. It was interesting right out of the gates, but it took a few episodes before it really started to draw me in, and it's a great show. I really like it. I like the cast, especially. I really like the cast. They have a great cast in this, and it's about a guy who was taken prisoner. He was a soldier, and he was taken prisoner in either Iraq or Iran. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it's Iraq or maybe Afghanistan. No, it would be Iraq or Afghanistan, not Iran. I think it was Iraq though. And he was there and captured for either 6 or 7 years, and then he was suddenly rescued. Some U.S. soldiers came across him and rescued him. And then he goes back home, and there's like this huge welcome because everyone thought he was dead for so long. And then this is, I believe, a CIA agent. It's been like a couple months since I watched it, but it doesn't even say on the back. But she's some sort of, she works for Homeland Security or something. And she kind of starts to have some suspicions about him, thinking maybe he was turned because she had an informant tell her in the past that an American soldier was turned against his country. So she kind of is suspicious of him, but you don't really know what's going on. Definitely recommend it. Lots of suspense. And yeah, that's basically how it was portrayed like in previews and stuff. So I didn't really give anything away. It's kind of exactly what I expected it to be. But I have another TV show here. Actually, I have a bunch to show you. This is another one that was recently released. One of my favorite shows. It's a J.J. Abrams show. It's Fringe. And in my opinion, Fringe is his best TV series. It's better than Lost. I love it. And there's a lot of people that love it. It's had great critical ratings for its entire run. It's always had amazing ratings from the critics. But its ratings with actual viewers hasn't been that great. Hasn't been up to the par of what it should be. I think it's really... I don't know, it's just really underrated, kind of. And they ended up, like, really, if it wasn't so critically acclaimed, it wouldn't have gotten this far. It's actually in its 5th season right now, and it's going to be the final season. They're going to wrap up everything. I actually really enjoyed the 4th season. I liked the twist at the end, what happened in the last couple of episodes. It was totally, like, unexpected, and I love it. I love the guest star appearances from Leonard Nimoy, and I just like the cast a lot. There's a lot of cool references. They referenced a couple different times Twin Peaks in here, and kind of, it was just, I loved it. And I definitely recommend that. Sometimes people just watch like the first episode and like, oh, I don't like it, and then they just don't give it a chance. Give it a shot. I mean, it took a while to build up for me. Probably about 5 or 6 episodes in, I really started to love the characters, especially Walter. He's like a crazy scientist. These guys just basically invest these weird events that are happening, these paranormal things that are happening, and it's all happening because of something that Walter did in the past. But he doesn't really remember, because you find out that he had like some kind of thing going. I'm not going to say what happened, but check it out. Give it a shot. Watch the entire first season. I guarantee you'll want to watch the next season, and you're going to keep wanting to watch it through the whole series. It's a great series. Very underrated. And the next show I have here is another one of my favorite shows. By the way, I did a video that was my top 10 favorite series, and that it was recently, so I'll put a link to that as well. This is Sons of Anarchy. I haven't opened up this season yet because I was unable to wait for the release. I was so excited to see this season that I watched it on Amazon Prime. I actually purchased the digital download or whatever it was, and watched it that way, and then I bought the Blu-rays anyways. But this actually was, in my opinion, the best season of Sons of Anarchy. Season 5 compared to this so far is a little bit underwhelming, and Season 3 I thought was a little bit underwhelming, but Season 4 was like awesome. There was so much going on. I kept thinking all sorts of major characters were going to get killed off in it, and it was just really dramatic. I loved it. Has a great cast. It's about a motorcycle club that they've been into a bunch of illegal activities for a long time. The main character here, I think his name is Charlie something, is the actor's name. It doesn't have it on the back or anything, so I can't tell you, but it also stars Ron Perlman. And his father, this guy's father, started this motorcycle club, and Ron Perlman was one of the original 9 people that were in the club. And so his father kind of started to see the club drifting into all of these illegal activities, and he kind of wanted to get it back to what he started it for. So the main character is kind of like torn between the two things, between what his club is now and between what his dad wanted. He has found his dad's journals, and he's trying to figure out, like, he's trying to get the club back to what it was and back to its glory days. And it's really awesome. I like it a lot. So I recommend checking that show out if you haven't seen it. The next show I have here, it's like a lot of people think of this as their favorite comedy series on TV right now, especially nerdy people like me. It's The Big Bang Theory. Not much I need to say about this. Awesome show. This is Season 5. And I still need to get Season 1, 2, and 3 on Blu-ray. I have them on DVD, but I'd like to upgrade to Blu-ray. There really is a huge difference in quality. That show looks phenomenal on Blu-ray. The next thing I have here, this is another set of classic films that I've always loved and enjoyed, and they look absolutely amazing on Blu-ray. It's the Indiana Jones trilogy. Y'all know what this show or what this movie is, but this set is pretty sweet. I would have kind of liked the bigger box set, but this is fine. This is perfectly fine. It's high quality. It's just like the Star Wars release. Well, actually, I think the pages on the Star Wars release are better, but this allows for more artwork. And this is going to bring some flack, but I'm actually one of the very few people that enjoyed Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I didn't think it was as good as the originals, but the complaints that I'm constantly hearing about it, well, here's the one thing I will say was bad. A lot of the CGI, like a bunch of scenes that had a lot of CGI, looked really stupid. But the thing that people complain about most is like the real, the way that it's like so like impossible, the things that happen. Like there's a scene where he's blown up, he's in a nuclear testing ground and he's blown up, but he goes inside of a lead refrigerator or something, and he survives the impact and everything. And yeah, that sounds really crazy, but you have to remember what this was based on. It was based on the serial films from the 1950s or whenever that George Lucas grew up watching and Steven Spielberg grew up watching. It's always got crazy stuff going on that doesn't really work, but that's what's the fun of it. I mean, you don't sit there and watch cartoons and complain when the people, that's what it's like. It's supposed to be cool, and it can be unrealistic at times, but you're just supposed to enjoy it. That's what it was meant to be. They obviously don't expect you to believe that someone could have survived that. That's just something that I don't think you should really complain about. Okay, the next movie I have here is a classic Alfred Hitchcock film. This is actually one of the very first Alfred Hitchcock films that I ever saw. Actually, it was the second I ever saw. I saw Strangers on a Train, or no, I saw The Lady Vanishes first, and then I saw Dial M for Murder, which is what I have here on Blu-ray. It's actually a 3D Blu-ray. I haven't watched it yet on Blu-ray, so I can't tell you how well it's done, but I have a feeling it's done very well, because everything that's been released so far from Warner Brothers that was an Alfred Hitchcock film looks great. And I guess this was originally filmed in 3D, so it kind of makes sense to put it out on a 3D Blu-ray. It's just an awesome suspense, murder mystery thriller. Highly recommend it. Grace Kelly is amazing. She's such a good actress, one of my favorite actresses of all time. Check it out. And the next one I have here is another TV season that came out recently. It is Dexter, season 6. And I was a little bit underwhelmed by this season. I didn't like the story that much. It was okay, but compared to season 4, ever since I think it was either season 4 or season 3, the newer seasons just haven't been up to that standard. It was just so amazing that you really couldn't live up to that standard. But this does have 3 amazing guest actors that are in the show throughout this season. And the best one, the one that you would never expect, is Mos Def. He's an amazing actor. People always are saying, like, when I always say he's an amazing actor, because he is. He's only been in a few things, and everything he's done is awesome. I love him. People are like, oh, he's annoying. The way he's talking is annoying. It's so good. He portrays the emotion so well, and I love him. And then there's also Colin Hanks, Tom Hanks' son, plays one of the bad guys in this, and he's great. And then I always mess up his name, but James Edward Olmos, is that correct? Is it on here? I don't know. It's not on here. Yeah, I think that's how you say it. The guy who was from Battlestar Galactica, I love him. All 3 of those actors were phenomenal in this season. I recommend watching it. It was definitely a step up from season 5, but yeah, they definitely shelling out some big money for some nice guest actors. And there was a big twist at the end, so I'm interested to see what's going to happen in season 7. I don't have access to the show, so I have to wait for the Blu-ray to come out. The next one I have here, this is one that came out not too long ago, but I waited a long while to get it. I actually just got it this week. I haven't watched it yet on Blu-ray, but it's a movie that I like, and I actually enjoy it a lot. But at the same time, I think it's one of the most overrated films ever. It's not as amazing as people say it is. It made a lot of money, but it's not that amazing. And I always constantly have people saying, yeah, I agree with you, and there's other people that say, no, you're wrong, you're stupid, it's awesome. It's just like, it's the same thing as Avatar. It's Titanic, James Cameron film. I really am not the biggest fan of James Cameron, to be honest with you. I think he's a bit overrated. And I think he makes some massive spectacles, and that some of the stuff he does with visual effects are really great, but I don't know. I prefer stuff that's not, I don't know. It's all right. It's all right. It's a very fictionalized story about the sinking of the Titanic. That's what it is. And I love Leonardo DiCaprio. I'm a really big fan of his movies, but I really don't like Kate Winslet very much. There's only a couple movies that I like that she's in. But I do like that movie. It's okay, and I like it enough to buy it on Blu-ray, but I just don't say, oh, this is my favorite movie of all time, It's not like that. It's not like it's Star Wars or something. And then the next thing I have here is another TV series. I've only gotten a couple episodes into this, and I actually enjoy it quite a lot. It's produced by Jonathan Nolan, Christopher Nolan's brother. It's Person of Interest, starring Jim Caviezel, and can't remember his name, but he's the main antagonist from Lost. And it's about a guy who was this ex-special forces guy. He has all these amazing skills, combat skills, and he used to do a lot of stuff as a spy, basically. And he had some tragic events happen to him. They don't give it all away. I don't even know everything that happened yet, but they start to kind of show you that something happened to him in his past, and it drove him into becoming a homeless man. And then at the same time, this guy was developing this software for the U.S. government for them to basically spy on the entire nation and to try to detect terror and everything. But he discovered as he was developing that software that they were kind of taking all this other information that they shouldn't really have been getting because it's very private, and he was very upset about that. So he decided to actually he found out that this program was actually able to predict not just terror attacks, but like smaller crimes and stuff. So people that were going to get attacked, people that were going to get murdered, kidnapped, raped. And so what he does is he tries to prevent that. The computer program gives him like a person of interest, and you never know if this is going to be a victim, if it's going to be someone that's going to hurt someone. The computer doesn't give you that information; it just tells you that this person is someone to focus on. And then so he gets Jim Caviezel's character to go and try to figure out what's going on, and it's pretty good. It's a cool little I don't know, it's a cool idea and a nice premise. I have to give it some more time before I say how much I like it, but I thought it was decent. This is a really fat Blu-ray. This is actually the biggest Blu-ray set I have. It's because it comes with the Blu-rays and the DVDs. This actually has 10 discs inside of it. So it's kind of crazy. But yeah, I enjoyed it, and I look forward to diving deeper into the series and seeing what it's like. Next movie I have here, this is another awesome Alfred Hitchcock film. I should have watched this before. I usually never show movies before I watch them. I've seen this before, but it's been probably about a year and a half since the last time I saw it. It's Strangers on a Train, and this is another one. I think it's Warner Brothers. Yeah, it's another Warner Brothers Alfred Hitchcock release. Another crazy murder mystery. I can't really get much into the plot because I haven't watched it in so long. I can't remember everything about it, but I can definitely recommend it. And I remember, I'm pretty sure Alfred Hitchcock's daughter is one of the stars in this. And yeah, this is one of his best films. Recommend it. And the next one I have here, another TV series. There was a lot of TV series that came out within the last couple months since I bought this house. And it's Mad Men Season 5. And this season of Mad Men was actually the worst of all the seasons. Not much happened at all. It was kind of boring at times. And I'm hoping that it picks up in Season 6 because the first 4 seasons were awesome. This is one of the best dramatic television shows that I've seen. It's about ad men in the 1960s. And very cool. I like the cast. I like a lot of the drama that goes on in it. And I think a lot of you know what this is. And have probably already seen it. The next one I have here, this is an older movie, but it is just out on Blu-ray for the first time, and it's 20th anniversary edition. It's A League of Their Own, starring my favorite actor, Tom Hanks. Also has Madonna, Gina Davis. Madonna's not, they have her name second. I think it's because she's very famous back then. She was really big back then. But she's not like the biggest actress. Gina Davis is like she's like the main character. It's about when a lot of the Major League Baseball players went to serve their country in World War II, and they developed a league of women players. And Tom Hanks was one of the managers of the teams because he was an ex-baseball player. He was one of the better baseball players, but he kind of ruined his career because he was an alcoholic. And this was a very different character for Tom Hanks to play at the time, and he did a great job with it. So I recommend this as well. My battery's about to die, so I'm going to have to go get a new one. Okay, so I switched my battery out, and now I'm ready to start with some more movies. I'm kind of realizing that I'm going to exhaust the 2 batteries that I have probably just within this first part. And this is only like 1/5 of the movies that I actually have to show you. I'm most of the way through them. But I'm on my second battery. I only have 2 batteries, and they seem to only give me about, I don't know, half hour's worth of filming. And even though this video probably isn't a half hour long yet, it's I've had to do some practice shots and stuff to make sure that I had the lighting right and all that, so it used up a little bit of the battery. The next movie I have here is Snow White and the Huntsman. This is what was this? Was this a Target? I think it was a Target. I don't remember. Maybe no, Best Buy maybe? I can't really remember. It was an exclusive steelbook. It has great artwork on it. Here's the inside. 2-disc version. Some good artwork in there. Yeah, I liked this movie. I liked it a lot. It was one of the better movies that came out this summer. Another retelling of the classic story. An amazing performance by, blanking on the name, Charlize Theron. Sorry, She was awesome in this. And Kristen Stewart was okay, better than anything else I've ever seen her in, but still not saying much. But I guess there was some kind of huge controversy between the director and her. I guess well, I'm not going to get into it because let's keep this G. Yeah, so she's not even, they're going to do a sequel and she's not even invited back for it. So I guess they're just going to leave the Snow White character out of it and focus on the huntsman, who was played by, because I'm totally blanking on all names, Chris Hemsworth. I know all these names. I'm just blanking on them because I've been talking for such a long time, and I'm realizing that I'm only a fraction of the way through all these movies. And then I saw this in Target, and I couldn't resist it. I haven't opened it up yet, but it's the extended edition Snow White, like this nice box set. It comes with a book, which I haven't opened up, so I can't show you yet, but looks really cool, so I'm excited to check it out. I haven't watched the movie since it was in theaters, but it was good. I liked it. The next one I have here is a steelbook. This is a UK steelbook. I ordered it off of Amazon. Is it .uk? Yeah, Amazon.co.uk. You can check out some cool stuff they have on there. I'll open it up for you. It's Jaws. I should have got the digibook too, but it's kind of hard to get now. And this is a classic movie. I love it. I think this is the Lonesome Foghorn's favorite movie, and for good reason. It's a great movie. He has some really cool box sets of this. There's the interior artwork. Hope you can see that. There's just a blank white on the back, which actually I think works fine. This is a really good movie. This is pretty much what launched Steven Spielberg's career as a director. And then the next thing I have here is another one of those Disney metal pack, pre-order metal packs. This one is Cinderella. So I'll show you this has some awesome artwork on it. But it's only a 2-disc inside, which I don't really understand because there's like a bunch of 4-disc editions that came out. Thankfully, I only bought the 2-disc, but I don't usually keep my discs in these anyways. I just keep them in their standard cases. So here's the standard release that I got. It came out on like October 2nd. Great Disney film. I think you all know the classic tale of Cinderella, so I don't need to go into it. Next one I have here. This is one of my favorite Disney movies from when I was a kid. I love it. The Rescuers and The Rescuers Down Under. They got both movies in one package, and it's the same price as just one movie. So awesome. I loved it, and it looks great on Blu-ray. Awesome to see this again. I used to have, whenever I see this movie, I think of, my mom still has them, I think. She had these ornaments of the 2 mice, and every Christmas I loved playing with those when I was a kid. Great movie. Brings back memories. Next thing I have here, this was a History Channel miniseries that came out starring Kevin Costner and Bill Paxton, Hatfields and McCoys. It's about the classic feud. These 2 men fought in the Civil War together. One of them was actually said to have saved the life of the other. And they're also each the head of a major family, both two very prominent families. And they get into this huge feud because one of the 2 men decides to leave. They were both fighting for the Confederacy, and one of them decides to leave the war because he just feels like the Union has already defeated them and they're just all going to be wiped out, so what's the point? So he leaves, and then the other one ends up being very gravely injured. So that's what sparks it, and then a bunch of other stuff happens between the families, and this feud went on for like over 100 years. It's crazy, and they did an awesome job portraying it in this miniseries. The cast was great. I really liked it. The History Channel has a new series out now. I think it's called The Men Who Made America, but I haven't been able to watch it, and hopefully that's going to be just as good as this. I don't know how long it's going to be. I think it might actually be longer than this one. This one was only 3 parts. I actually watched it all in one sitting. It was like 4 hours long or something like that. It was pretty good. The next thing I have here, this is a BBC series, and they're also coming out with an American series that's similar to this, and I don't think that one's going to be as good as this one. It just doesn't look as good. It's Sherlock. It's like it's like Sherlock Holmes in modern day London, and really good. Each episode is like a movie. It's like the length of a feature-length film, and it's awesome. The actors in this, I don't even know Benedict Cumberbatch. I haven't seen him in anything else besides this, but I think he's in the new Star Trek. I was looking at some new movie that's coming out, and he was like playing one of like the villains or something. I think it might have been Star Trek, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But yeah, he's awesome in this, and I highly recommend this series. It's like each episode's a movie, and there's not a lot of parts to it. I think the first 2 seasons has like 5 or 6 parts or something like that total, but that's like 6 movies, so pretty cool. I recommend it. And these are region free. You can get them from Amazon.co.uk, and they're like way cheaper than the US. The US ones are $20. These are like £7 each. So I think actually when I bought them, one of them was on sale for £4.99, £4.99, whatever, and the other one was like $7. So I got a good deal. Next movie I have here, I took forever to actually get around to watching this. I read the first book and I thought the movie was gonna be bad, so I just never got around to it. But it went on sale for $14.99. It's been like $25 for a long time, so I said let's give it a chance. A couple people recommended it. It's The Hunger Games, and yeah, they did a pretty good job. I liked it. Couple things I didn't like, but most of it I really enjoyed. I thought it was way better than I expected. The cast was pretty good, and it's an interesting story. Of course, the books are very popular, and I don't know if I'm going to read the second two. I might get around to it eventually, but I have a lot of reading to do to catch up on. But this is about in future North America, like this government had taken over, and there was like a rising up against them because they were very corrupt, and they're kind of like dictatorship or something like that. I don't know, but because I haven't gotten into everything, but there was like a rising up, and they, after that, to remind everyone of that whole conflict and to keep them from ever doing it again, they make each of like these 12 I can't remember what they're called, but it's the country or the nation it is all split up into 12 parts, and they make each of them select a boy and a girl like randomly to go and participate in the Hunger Games, which means that they drop all these kids. It's like 24 kids into this forest, and it's all like they control everything. It's kind of like a big giant holodeck, and they make them kill each other, and the last one standing is the victor and gets like tons of riches rained upon them and all this. And it's kind of a crazy story. It's good though. I recommend the movie. I was surprised by it. I think that's the way. I'm happy that I went into it with low expectations because it made me like it more. If I had high expectations for it, maybe I wouldn't have been as happy with it. The next show I got here, this is one that everyone keeps telling me I have to watch it. When I did my top 10 TV shows, I had never seen it, but now I've seen the first 2 seasons. I bought them and watched them, and it was really good. Boardwalk Empire, very, very good show starring Steve Buscemi about the 1920s during the Prohibition in Atlantic City. Pretty good. I was shocked to see what happened at the end of season 2. I won't say it, but that was crazy. And yeah, it's still not my favorite show that's on TV. I don't think it's as good as Game of Thrones. I don't think it's as good as like Breaking Bad or anything like that, but I enjoy it. I wish there wasn't so much sex in it. It seems like season 3 isn't as heavy on that. It's just like it's too much. Like, what's the point? You know, why do we have to see that? There should be, I don't know. I know that a lot of you disagree with that, but I'm just not into it. So that's it for all the new releases I have. I'm just going to end this part here because it's just too much, and I think I'm probably going to have to switch to my other camera because that one takes AA battery, so I could just keep going and going and going. So I'll just make this part 1, and then the next part, definitely watch out for that. It's going to be awesome. It's going to have Steelbooks, Digibooks, and Criterions, and it's going to be enough to fill a whole video. There's that many I have. I have like a bunch of Criterions that I need to show. So I think you're really going to enjoy that one. So yeah, stay tuned for that, and thanks for watching.